What's going on, man? Y'all come on in. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Hope everybody having a great day. Good Sunday. Y'all come on in, man. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Let me know where y'all tuning in from, man. I got people tuning in from everywhere. The message is definitely going out. But hopefully everybody having a great Sunday. Get from over there. I want to rile the dogs up when I get on live. Y'all hit that like button as y'all coming in too. Hit that like button. I want to talk about something, man. I want to talk about how important community is, but just how much, especially what's going on, saved by grace through faith. What's going on, fam? What's going on, keep y'all's laws? What's going on? Appreciate y'all. Y'all hit that like button for me too. Appreciate y'all. New Jersey, shout out to New Jersey. What's going on, Ola's Circle? What's going on? Y'all hit that like button if y'all just coming in. But I was just thinking about just how important community is, and how especially like growing up in a Western culture, more of like an American European European like culture. You know, we grow up with more of a mindset for self and not community versus other cultures. You see what I'm saying? Like, you go to other parts of the world trying to stay warm, temps are dropping. Yeah, most definitely. It's been kind of fluctuating here where I'm at in South Georgia. Like last week it was like pretty chilly, but this week it's not so chilly. So, you know, it just fluctuates like around this time especially. But I was just thinking about how, like in other cultures, more Eastern cultures, even like African, Asian, Middle Eastern, a lot of those cultures, they focus on community a lot more. They focus on community a lot more, and it's not so much of doing for self and, you know, looking out for your own, you know, just yourself, but looking out for everybody. Like hospitality is different. That's why like you find like a lot of foreigners, especially, they're more hospitable. But I was just thinking about just how important community is, especially with what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of, excuse me, a lot of the political stuff and a lot of the SNAP benefits being cut and everything like that. Now is the time that we need to really pull together as a community. And one thing I can say though is that Black folks, we've always kept the sense of community, especially like, you know, prior to civil rights and all that stuff, and even up into civil rights. But it seems like, you know, after that, we became more me focused, if you will. But I'm like, community is important, man, and we need to focus on community right now, especially when it comes to growing your own food, especially when it comes to having a network of people who have the same mindset, you know, so we can all pitch in and really help each other, and really just not only survive in these times but also thrive. That's why we need community. This is so on time. I'm coming from church, coming to church tonight for the first time because I need community. It's getting crazy. Everyone's so separated. Exactly. Saved by grace through faith, man. Like it seems like you said, everybody is separating, and you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just crazy seeing what's going on right now, especially like, it seems like right now it's the haves versus the have-nots. You see a lot of people, like I say, they're struggling, and you have a lot of people who don't even really care. But it's like, man, when we realize that we all in this together and we really need each other to survive, you know, we're realizing just how important community is. But a lot of people don't really care as long as they get what they want. What's going on, Mary Jane? So I got a few points, right? I got a few points I want to hit. But when we, like, this is the thing, right? Us as everyday people, you know what I mean, common folks, not super rich or whatever, when we realize that the war is really between the haves and the have-nots and the common people versus the elites, you see what I'm saying? We'll realize what's going on, because the whole goal is divide and conquer, right? If we can get the common people so divided, right? Let's divide them by race, and then once we divide them by race, let's you know, go even further with the division. Now let's start, you know, dividing by the age ranges, and you know, this generation versus that generation, and you know, people who are more educated versus people who are not as educated, white collar versus blue collar. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you have people so divided, it's easy for those at the top to conquer and to continue to reign and rule, and really, like, you know what I'm saying, exploit the everyday person. Y'all hit that like button if y'all just coming in. What's going on, CJR? God bless you too, brother. What's going on, Prince? What is it, Prince Hilo Taylor? What's going on, fam? In particular, all these divisions, and again, in part due to the outside/inside influences, want the title and amass the wealth, only dish out crumbs. Exactly, exactly. Keep y'all's law. Hey, appreciate you, Prince. Appreciate you, Prince, for the super chat. I appreciate that. You say this is an interesting topic. It really is. Like, and I'm gonna tell you what sparked it. What's up? What's up?
How many subs you have?
Huh?
How many subs you have?
I don't know. I gotta check when I get off of here.
17.2K.
Oh, so you know, huh? Look, my son talking about how many subs you got. He already know. But hey, I appreciate that super chat though. But what got me thinking about this is, I was on TikTok, right? I don't know if y'all be on TikTok and stuff, but there is it's a woman on TikTok right now, and she's calling around to a lot of different churches and stuff like that, and she's basically saying like, hey, you know, I got a 2-month-old baby, ran out of formula, don't have money, can you help with formula? And so she's calling different churches and getting their responses, and most of them are telling her no. Most of them are telling her, oh, you know, well, stuff is only for our members, or this, that, and the third. And I'm like, wow, like, when you realize, like, man, a lot of people are truly just out for self. Even a lot of people who claim to follow Christ, claim to follow the Most High, who claim to be religious, you know, they don't even have a sense of community. Because, you know, and again, I'm not gonna get into the religious and bashing the churches, but what I'm saying is this: you know, you have a lot of these religious institutions that are getting money from the people. You know what I'm saying? But they're doing nothing for the community, and it's just like, well, once I get it, you know, and once I have it, well, you got to get yours on your own. But it's like, no, like we have to we have to really come together right now. Especially with everything that's going on, we have to really come together right now and realize, like, just because you might have something right now, just because you might be up, just because you might, you know, not be struggling right now, don't mean that it won't affect you at some point. And you don't know who you're going to need in the future. But when you're so deceived into thinking like everybody gotta, get it, put themselves out by their bootstrap, everything like that, which I agree with. Everybody does have to put in the work, but at the same time, it's like we're just overlooking, man, we're all Americans here. You see what I'm saying? Let me know if I'm making sense. But that right there, that social experiment that she's doing on TikTok, that got me thinking about just how wicked it is out here, and just how people are so much for self and they're not for community. You see? Can you look at the camera and stop looking away? Ella, I'm finna put you in timeout. Hold on. Put you in timeout. I can look where I want to. But 18 Wild says wicked out here. Exactly. It's wicked because I'm just like, hey, what's going on, Jarvis? Because I'm just like, I don't care who, like this is the thing, right? And I ain't got all the money in the world or nothing like that. But I look at it like this. If somebody is telling me like, hey man, I don't have nothing, or my baby's starving or whatever, like it shouldn't even be no thought that, hey, like this is a fellow human being at the very least. This is a fellow American. This is a fellow person. They don't even got to be your same skin color, your same religion, or nothing like that. But you just see somebody with a need. It's like, why is the first thing to say, well, we can't do this or we can't do that? You clearly see there's a need, but that just lets you know just how disconnected from each other we are. Just how we've been so programmed to not look at the next person and have empathy. Hey, I appreciate that super chat again, Prince Shiloh. I'm sorry. Prince Shiloh, racism is demonic energy. I definitely agree. It is. It's definitely demonic. And this is the thing, like a lot of times people who are racist, it's more so ignorance, you know what I mean? But people who are racist don't realize you're a slave to, the elites as well. When you realize that it's not black versus white or white versus whatever, you start to realize like, oh no, it's rich versus poor. That's truly what it is. Because you can have, white people who are rich, right? White supremacists who are rich. They don't like you just as much as they don't like the next black person because you're not in their class. It's more of a class thing. That's what people don't realize. The elites want to exploit. Like, yes, we were enslaved at first as black people, but now everybody's a slave. But a lot of people don't see it. A lot of people don't see that they're slaves. A lot of people start mess and what to go help others clean mess up. People don't know how to help them with their warfare. There's also a huge lack of so-called discernment as well. When Yah hates a false balance, many forget their own testimony that help get them on straight and narrow when they come up. That's so true. Keep Yah's laws. That's so true. And that's why I say, like, although like I say, like, I'm not struggling or anything like that, you know, when I see somebody struggling, I can relate, I can empathize, because I was once, you know, a kid that went hungry. I was once, you know, in a situation to where we didn't know where the next meal was gonna come from. So I automatically empathize. And this is the thing, like, you know, yeah, you might have some people who are trying to get over or whatever, you know, or who might take the money and do whatever with it, drugs, alcohol. But this is the thing: if it's on your heart to give, and you see, like, man, this person is in need, and you have it to give, it shouldn't matter what they do with it. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't matter what they do with it. But I just say all this to say, we have to truly start getting a sense of community, or we're going to perish. All of us are going to perish, and we're all going to fall victim to the plans that the powers that be have for us. If we don't tighten up and start saying, man, you know what? We got to start looking out for each other on the lower level, because they're not going to do it. They want, like, when people realize, man, they want us enslaved. No matter if you black, white, Mexican, if you tall, short, it don't matter. They want to be able to exploit all of us to the most amount that they can. They want to be able to not pay us. They want to be able to work us for dang near next to nothing. That's the whole goal. That's the whole goal. That's how you get a lot of these super rich people, you know, who amass all of this wealth. It's because of exploitation, and it's because of they realize, like, hey, all we got to do is keep these people deceived and keep them divided, and, you know, put the managers over there and the supervisors over there, and then just divide them all, make them feel like they're better than them, make them feel like they got to get to this place and covet this position, you know, so that way when they get up in ranks, then they look down on the people who were, you know, once who they was their peers at one point in time, is what I'm trying to say. Like, and that's how it is. Like, especially on a lot of these jobs and stuff, like, people get to these management positions, they start making more money, and they forget, like, man, you was just a entry level, or you was just with all these people. Now it's like you have no sense of community anymore. It's like, well, I had to do this and I had to do that, so they should, you know, be able to do the same thing. But it's like, no, why not help your fellow brother or sister up? Show them, hey, this is what I did, instead of trying to gatekeep. That's true, bro. I'm not saying, but you're good. That's monopolization. The monopolization is real on both sides. Exactly. Yeah, the monopolization. That's what you see happening now. And this is why I tell people, right now is the time to buy land. I don't care if it's 1 acre. I don't care if it's 2 acres. I don't care. Start buying land right now and start farming that land, because the goal, like I say, for the powers that be is to buy up all the farmland so they can monopolize the food source. And when they do that, I mean, it's like, ain't no sense of having community then, because at that point, you know, the powers that be gonna be controlling everything, and the plan is gonna be coming to fruition. But right now, while we have the chance to do it, we need to be unifying. And we need to start understanding, hey, we got more in common than we got in differences. And we need to start networking and building networks of people and having a sense of community. And this person, you know, like, okay, this person is growing this, or this person is raising that. We should all come together to help and support and buy from each other, trade, sell, whatever it is. But we need to have community right now, because that's how you are able to stop the plans of, you know, what a lot of these wicked people have in motion right now. That's how you stop those plans, by unifying. Like I say, when you can divide people, you can conquer them, because they'll be so busy fighting amongst each other that you're able to rob them blind. You're able to go in their pockets. They fighting each other. You can pickpocket them. They ain't gonna know, because they tussling with this person. So if I can instigate a fight between these two people and get them fighting and tussling, I can reach in their back pockets and take their wallets. I can reach, you know what I'm saying? I can steal their car keys. I can take whatever I want because they're not focused on me. They're not focused on the, you know, the hand that stirred it all. They're focused on each other. Bro, that's just like at work. They buy you a piece, piece for lunch, and they say, "Oh, we doing this for y'all. Don't give me pizza, give me a raise." I'm telling you, for real. Like, I don't want no pizza party. Bro, mess with me in these YouTube streets. What you mean, 18 Wild? What you mean? Yeah, I don't want no pizza party, but that's the thing. Like, you know, they want to do as little as they can, you know what I'm saying? Or give you just enough so you don't quit, so you don't, you know what I'm saying, feel taken advantage of. They give you just enough, even though that's not even remotely what you're worth. But right now is the time, I'm telling you, to unify and to start getting communities. You see what I'm saying? Start building networks. Start growing food. And like I say, you don't have to grow everything. Pick something and grow it. And then you can network with people who grow the other things that you may want or need, and y'all can trade with each other. We can all trade with each other. But this is the thing, like, when we don't realize what's going on, when our eyes are not open, then, like I say, it's easy for us to be taken advantage of. It's easy for us to get exploited. I'm trying to do content, and I want to mess with a lot of small creators that try to do the same thing. Oh, for sure. Okay, I feel you. What's going on, Tyrone Brown? Hey, what's going on, Tommy? What's going on, brother? But again, a lot of people are just out for self. A lot of people are just out for self, and you know, another thing too, how we are programmed, especially as Americans or Westerners, we're programmed to look at the elites and look at the rich people and covet their lifestyle and try to do whatever we can to live just like them. And it's like that shouldn't be the goal. Now, yes, we should all strive to acquire wealth. We should all strive to acquire wealth. And I talk about what true wealth is. I talk about true wealth is resources. It's not money. A lot of people think it's money. A lot of people think, you know, they've been deceived into thinking, man, you know, I got to get out here and I got to go hoard all this paper, which at the end of the day, if the economy collapses, that paper is going to be worthless. But if you have true resources, then in that day, you will be able to survive, and you will have wealth, and you will be able to barter and trade and sell and get the things that you need because you have acquired true wealth. But we've been taught to covet the billionaire class and the millionaire class and this and that. And so in doing that, we're willing to step on our neighbor to get to that place. We're willing to step on our neighbor to acquire the wealth. We're willing to be cutthroat in business and backstabbing and sabotaging. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, we want to be the person at the top. But it's like when you realize the power isn't at the top. The power isn't at the top. The power is at where most of the people are. Like, the power is in the people. You see what I'm saying? Because that's who keeps the country and the economy going, is the people. It's the people who are working. It's the people who are, you know what I'm saying, doing what needs to be done on an everyday basis that's keeping the economy afloat. It's the people with the not so pretty jobs where they might be working in sewers or plumbing or, you know, a lot of the blue collar jobs. You see what I'm saying? Though you see the skyscrapers, you see what I'm saying? You see the beauty of the skyscrapers, but you don't see the hands that it took to build that skyscraper, which was an everyday working man. You see what I'm saying? But it's like when we realize the power is truly within the people, but only if we are unified and organized. But if we're not unified and organized, then the power is at the top. The power is with the elites at that point. And they're going to be able to manipulate us to do whatever they want us to do and harness our energy and harness our efforts and our work ethic for their personal gain. Yes, brother, I'm in. Where you at? Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. One of the first things is to renew the minds, get rid of this dependent chains of this is the system and take the system the creator wanted us to have. We also need to stop being scared of the unknown. That's so true. Keep y'all lost. We have to stop being scared of the unknown, and we have to stop being scared of change. You see what I'm saying? Because The fear of change and the fear of the unknown is what keeps people in shackles and keeps people bound to a lot of these jobs, these dead-end jobs and these careers where they're not being paid what they're worth, and they're living paycheck to paycheck, and their health is suffering and their family life is suffering, all because they're scared of the unknown. They're scared to tap into their God-given abilities. They're scared to bet on themselves. That stunt your growth long term. It does. True power is always love, like Yeshua shows us. Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. Delayed disobedience is still disobedience. I am learning. The Lord will go before me. Amen. Amen. Yeah, that is, yeah, delayed disobedience is still disobedience. I agree with that. But when we realize the power is in you, the power is in me, the power is in all of us who get up and do what's supposed to be done on a daily basis, the people who are keeping this economy afloat, the people who are electing these politicians, the people who come out and show support and give their money, you see what I'm saying, and spend their money. Though that's where the power is. That's where the power is. That's why, you know, a lot of times, you know, when say a corporation does something that a certain community doesn't like, they'll go and boycott with their dollars and say, we're not going to spend money with you if you're going to disrespect us. But see, they have to be able to come together and be unified to be able to even do that, and for that to be impactful. They have to be able to come together and say, we're not going to spend it. As a community, we're not going to spend money with this person. We're not going to spend money with this corporation. And when the community sticks to the plan and sticks to the code, then their voice is heard. The power is being shown. But when we're divided and we say, man, you know what? That's them. That's them. I don't feel like that about this. I don't feel like this. Then guess what? Now, these people might not be spending their dollars, but you spending your dollars, so it's just defeating the purpose. So they realize, oh, we could disrespect them all day. It's the same thing on the job. You might got one person that speak out and one person that say, you know what, I'm gonna protest. I'm gonna go on strike. You feel me? I'm gonna go on strike. But one person going on strike ain't gonna do nothing. All they gonna do is fire you and replace you. But if 70% of the workers say we gonna go on strike, or 80 to 90% of the workforce say they gonna go on strike, then guess what? They have no choice but to hear them out and meet their demands or come to some sort of middle ground. Even though everybody know what's going on, most people would be afraid to speak out because they don't want to risk losing whatever. But when people have a sense of community and when they come together and they're unified and they say, no, it's not fair that, you know, we getting paid X amount or we being treated like this. We're going to go on strike. We're going to boycott. Their voice will be heard. The power will be shown. You see what I'm saying? But like I say, it takes a mindset of community to be able to do that. And that's something that we're lacking in right now. That's something that we're lacking in right now. And that's why all this stuff is happening. What's going on, Aaron? That's why all this stuff is happening. Because we've allowed it to. We've allowed it to happen. You know what I mean? And it won't change until people get mad enough and people get unified enough to change what's going on. And this is on both sides. I'm not speaking against, you know, one side, one political party. I'm speaking on the system in general. The system in general. When people get tired of how the system is, you see what I'm saying? When people get tired enough and people get mad enough, then something will be done. But in the meantime, nothing is it's going to continue to happen. I want to be a homesteader. Hey, make it happen on Christmas morning. You can make it happen. You can start where you at right now. I don't care where you live at. I don't care. You can start. You could look in your area and see if there's, you know, a community garden or if there's a program, you know, with local farms. Like, you can start where you at right now. But it reminds me, I forget the exact saying, but basically it's like, as long as people are comfortable, then they won't change. But when things start to get painful, then they'll start to, you know what I'm saying, change will start to happen, because now something hurts enough for you to do something about it. But if it don't hurt enough, you know, and you good with it, even though it's like, yeah, it's an inconvenience, it's a frustration, it's this, it's that, you're not gonna do nothing. But when you get mad enough, or when you start to feel it enough, when enough people start to feel it, then that's when change will come. But and then that's when people will start to seek out community and seek out like-minded people, so they can organize and come together. But it's sad that we have to do that under negative circumstances? Why can't we do that under positive circumstances? See the writing on the wall, see what's going on right now, and start mobilizing and unifying and start having communities. That's what we need to be doing right now. We shouldn't wait till it get all bad to really start doing something about it. And what am I suggesting that we do? Am I suggesting violence? Nah. What I'm suggesting is taking your power back. Taking your power back. When you're not dependent on, their devices, when you're not dependent on their systems, and when you have the power to feed yourself, clothe yourself, protect yourself, shelter yourself, you have the power, you see what I'm saying, to survive and to thrive outside of their system. That's when you will be heard. That's when your voice will be heard. You see what I'm saying? That's when you'll actually have some leverage. That's when you'll actually be able to make progress, or when we will be able to make progress. Enough of us doing that, enough of us growing our own food, enough of us, having these life skills and doing what needs to be done as far as providing our basic things. Enough of us doing that, then we'll be able to really make the progress that we want. Our voice will be heard. Our demands will be met. Because it's like, you can't starve us out. We grow food. You can't threaten us enough. We know how to protect ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Let me know if I'm making sense in the chat. Let me know if I'm making sense in the chat. I see the 100s. I see the 100s in the hearts. I appreciate it. I see the 100s in the hearts. But this is the thing. Like, right now, we need to understand, how do I want to word this? An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. I don't care if it's not affecting you right now, if you wasn't on Snap. You see what I'm saying? If you wasn't on Snap, you're not affected, or you wasn't depending on some of these government programs, you're not affected. But it's still an attack on you, because yes, you might not be be affected by this, but something that will affect you is going to happen sooner or later. Because they realize, okay, well, we can treat these people like this. Like I say, the whole goal is for all of us to be in subjection. If we're not at a certain class level, they want us all in subjection. So it's like they go after the low-hanging fruit first, the easiest targets first, and then they start to, you see what I'm saying, come after those things that that affect you at this point. Those jobs. We see, and I'm gonna do a video about this. We see hundreds of thousands of people, or tens of thousands of people, being laid off. We see that these major corporations are laying off people by the thousands, by the 10,000s, and replacing them with AI. People who, like I say, wasn't even affected by the Snap thing, but now they done been replaced by AI. They was making good money, providing for their family. You see what I'm saying? And now they just got laid off. So like I say, an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. But we don't see that because we too busy fighting amongst each other. We fighting in the weeds, while the person who was looking over from a bird's eye view is the one stirring up the pot. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, hit that like button. Hey, appreciate you, girl dad cooking. Appreciate that, fam. Y'all hit that like button. But I forget who said this, but they was like they always say, like, the black community got the crab in a bucket mentality, right? And he was like, but this is what they not telling you. Crabs ain't supposed to be in buckets. So it's like, yes, certain communities, may have a more crab in a bucket mentality, but crabs wasn't never meant to be in buckets. So of course, if you shake the bucket, the crabs gonna fight each other, because they ain't supposed to be in the bucket. That ain't their habitat. They've been placed inside this area of containment. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, but they gonna fight each other when the bucket is being shaken, but they're not gonna fight the person that's shaking the bucket. And that's the problem. We need to stop saying, we need to start looking at it and saying, hey man, yeah, I know, it's turbulent right now, things are being shooken up, and tension is thick right now amongst us in this bucket right here. But we have to realize we're not even supposed to be in this bucket in the first place. This ain't how God created us. We're supposed to be out in the ocean, in the river, wherever. And you know what I'm saying? That's our natural habitat. But we in this bucket right now. And yes, it's being shaken. And yes, when it's shaking, you hitting me in the face, I'm hitting you in the face on accident. But we have to stop and say, you know what? It's not your fault that the bucket is being shaken. We have to look up and see the person that's shaking the bucket. And we have to start trying to make a plan to get up out this bucket. Because the truth, like I say, like, we think, oh man, that person is the enemy, that person is the enemy. No, we all in the bucket together. Oh man. Yep, real talk. Appreciate that, Terry Wilson. Are you in Texas? No, I'm in Georgia, Trevor. I'm in Georgia, Southeast Georgia to be exact. Being solution minded, especially for us the men, yes. Oh, for the U.S. men, yes, absolutely, solution minded. That's why I say, like, when stuff start to happen, that's when you need to start looking around and seeing, okay, I'm sorry, somebody was calling me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Oh man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. But yes, we have to be solution minded. We have to stop looking at the problems all the time and pondering so much and marinating so much on what's wrong in the problem. And we need to start saying, okay, we see the problem, but what is the solution now? We see that, you know, they want to withhold a lot of these benefits, and, you know, they want to starve people out. They want to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, what's the solution now? And what I say the solution, again, grow your own food, start doing what you can now, start trying to be as self-sufficient as possible. But in addition to that, we need to also start looking out for each other. We need to also start being more communally minded. You see what I'm saying? If you see your brother, your sister in need, now is the time to help them more so than ever. More so than ever. Like, and it's the thing, it don't even always got to be monetary help where you just dishing out money. But if you see, you know what I'm saying, that you could teach somebody how to fish right now, you could teach somebody how to farm right now, you could teach somebody how to hunt right now, you could teach somebody the mindset of being self-sufficient right now. You see what I'm saying? That's helping your brother or your sister as well, even with the knowledge. Appreciate that, Mama Rhoda. Saw on YouTube, white farmers are asking black people for help. We should come together. Yeah, I agree. We should come together. We should come together. And do some things have to be addressed? Of course. Of course. We need to have conversations too. In the midst of unifying, you have to have uncomfortable conversations as well. And things have to be addressed as well. You see what I'm saying? But we can't just sweep stuff under the rug and just come together, because it's not gonna last long. Because there's gonna be resentment on this side, and there's gonna be, you know, secret feelings in people's heart. We gotta have uncomfortable conversations and truly be solution minded when we unify. You know what I mean? And because that way it's gonna be real and it's gonna be genuine. Passivity is a deadly killer. It is. Passivity as well as procrastination as well. Because you see, right now we see the writing on the wall. We see the writing on the wall, and you have people who are still trying to hold on to whatever it is, that job, just this whole idea of, man, you know what, I feel like it's gonna blow over, I'm gonna be good, I can keep doing what I'm doing. You see the writing on the wall right now. You see that AI may potentially replace you in the future. Excuse me. You see that they're actively trying to get you replaced. You see the writing on the wall. Now is the time to be proactive. Now is the time to be direct and intentional in your strategy. Now's the time to start making your exit plan. I'm telling you. And look, it looks different for everybody, because I'm not a type of person that preaches or teaches panic. I'm not saying panic right now. What I'm saying is strategize and come together and unify with like-minded people. It's in the name, community, common unity. Exactly. And in that, communication is very important as well. Exactly. Common unity. That's community. We have a common unity. And like you said, communication is a part of that. We have to be able to communicate with each other. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's how, like, even in, like say for instance, anybody who's married, you know how important communication is in a marriage. For a marriage to last, you have to be able to communicate with your spouse and say, well, I didn't like that you did this. Okay, you didn't like that, so let's talk about it. What didn't you like about it? Okay, how can I do better? You know what I'm saying? But if you constantly just hold stuff in quietly and you don't address nothing and all that type of stuff, you don't communicate well, but then you lash out And then people looking lost like, well, why you just lashed out? Like, I didn't know what I was doing was hurting you. You see what I'm saying? And then now that person who you lashed out on has the right to feel some type of way because, again, you didn't tell me or let me know what I was doing was hurting you, or you didn't like it. You just lashed out all of a sudden. Now we're both in the wrong. You're wrong for not communicating. I'm wrong for, you know what I'm saying, doing something that you didn't like that was potentially hurting your feelings or whatever it is. Yeah, I was wrong for that, but you were even more wrong. So that's why you have to be able to communicate. So in coming together in community, we have to have that sense of communication and addressing the elephants in the room. Right now, we got to address racial elephants in the room if we're going to come together, you know what I'm saying, regardless if you white, black, Hispanic, whatever. We have to address a lot of these racial things and a lot of the things that happen in history. We have to address that. What's going on, Joy? Some people had to see flames to understand there's a fire. Yes. Yeah. And some people got to get burnt for them to see it's a fire. Because they may see they next door neighbor house on fire, but then when the flames start spreading, they start feeling it in their house, that's when they gonna take action. But you saw your next door neighbor house. That's why I say when an attack on one person is an attack on all of us. When you see they just bombed your next door neighbor, you think you're not gonna be next. They want the whole apartment complex. They want y'all all out of there. So if they bomb this person's house or set this person's house on fire, you are next somewhere. You somewhere down the line, they finna come to you as well. So it's like you have to treat it like that. But when you see it's a fire, I don't care if the fire down the street. You see, man, it's a fire down the street. This thing can spread. Let's put it out. But oh nah, man, that's their house. That's that. Okay, all right. Well, okay, it's their house right now, but it's finna be your house in a minute. and yeah, you know, their house burned down first, but guess what? All of our house got burnt down eventually, and that was the goal. Now we all homeless. Now you feel me? Because people didn't want to help because it wasn't them being affected. I'm so proud of you. I appreciate that, Mama Rhoda. Hey, Barzy, y'all, what's going on, fam? What's going on, fam? Hey, good chess game too, man. Every action communicate a reaction, good or bad. Yes, that is absolutely true. What's going on, Eagle Eye Prepping? Say I'm late to the party. Hello, everyone. I love my new community. Just bought some eggs, tea, lettuce from our friends down the road. Our families barter and purchase from each other. That's amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear. So what Eagle Eye Prepping just let us know is that it is absolutely possible and it is happening out here. People are bartering and trading. People are coming together in community, right? Communities are being formed, you know what I mean? And people are actively being self-sufficient. Eggs, tea, lettuce, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Homegrown, home raised. But I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And look, I'm glad you're a part of the community too. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad we all here together and we learning from each other and we, you know what I'm saying? We talking about the things that need to be talked about right now. Because, you know, I feel like a lot of times, like, yes, people may talk about some of these topics, but they don't get into the weeds and the things that need to be addressed though. I love you so much. I will always have your back. I appreciate that. I love you as well. Good chess game indeed. I got to get my face back. Hey, no, you good, man. You good. Y'all, my uncle keep trying to call me. I'm going to call him back. But he keep trying to call me. It must be something important. Cuz, you know you inspire. Hey, I appreciate that, cuz. Hey, man. Hey, go follow my cousin House on the Block, man. He doing some good stuff. He doing some good stuff over there. Shout out to you, cuz. But yeah, but we have to, again, we see the fire. We see the fire right here at a distance. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. But we see the fire. One thing I learned more than anything is to not be scared to fail too, because there are lessons indeed to help me grow. Man, failure is a part of the journey. Failure is a part of the process. I mean, you gonna fail, but this the thing though. Is it truly failure if you learn from it? Is it truly failure if you bump your head and you realize, oh man, I'm not supposed to do that. Let me not walk over by here, or let me not do what I just did to bump my head. If you learn the lessons, is it truly failure? No, it's not. It's not. But it's a part of the process. You're gonna fall short. You're gonna fail at some points, but as long as you take the lessons from it, then it's not truly failure. It's just propelling you forward. You see what I'm saying? Like what they say. They say You know, all it takes is one yes. Let's say you selling the product or you got a business, right? And you pitch it to 100 people, and 99 say no, but one person say yes. That is still a win. You had 99 fails, but those 99 fails taught you what to do and what not to do, and then now you got one yes. That is a win. No matter how many times you fail, all it takes is the right yes, the right person to come along. Having that discussion with my 15-year-old, knowing how to fail and lose. Exactly. If you want success in anything, go out and start failing first. Go out and start just trying your hand at stuff. Just dive head first. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, don't be too crazy, but you know what I mean. Go out and actually put into action, because that's when you're going to learn. Every outcome is something to learn and grow from. Exactly, Barzayah. That's so true. It's something to learn and grow from. And we all growing and learning, and guess what? You're never going to stop growing and learning. You're going to be learning something and you're going to be growing. Unless you just stagnant and you don't want to grow. You know what I mean? And you don't want change. You just want to be stagnant right there. You're comfortable. But if you want to be something, if you want to be successful in something, you're gonna always be learning and growing. Always. But right now, I'm telling y'all, it's the time for community. It's the time for us to start coming together for real. It's the time for us to start really networking and really starting to make plans and do things to get our power back. Because the plans they have for us commoners, if that's what you want to call it, is not good. It's not good. I'm telling you, it's not good. And people so ignorant because they think it's about what it's not about. They think it's about race. Or they think it's like, no, no, it's not about that. Now they gonna tell you, they gonna try to make you feel more superior based off of certain things, certain characteristics, whether it's your race, whether it's your gender, whatever. But they realize, like, man, they so stupid they don't realize that I'm really like, eventually I'm gonna get them too. I'm just getting them to help me get these people. And then once I'm done subjugating and oppressing these people, I'm gonna turn around and oppress this person right here. The person that helped me. The goal is for you know, to be oppressed and exploited. Still just an expert. Ooh, what's that? You're just an expert at being stagnant. That's true. Always an agenda for real. Yes, it's always an agenda. And when people wake up and see that it's an agenda going on, then people start taking this thing more serious. And then especially too, I want to speak to a lot of the people who are, you know, federal workers right now who are furloughed. What's going on, Evelyn? What's going on? A lot of people who are furloughed and stuff, and they waiting for the government to open back up. Now is the time for you to really start making some sort of exit strategy. You know, government workers, whatever, because again, the goal is to replace your job as well. The goal is to monopolize the government jobs. So a lot of people just thinking, man, once this government opens back up, man, I'm gonna be able to get paid, be able to get back to my career. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of the plans. And look, I'm not saying that, hey, I'm not saying you might not have another 5, 10 years, 15 years. I don't know. I don't know what the future will hold, but I know the goal is you know, to drive profits. You know what I mean? And if that means your job has to go away, your career has to go away, you know what I'm saying? They want to save money or whatever the case may be, or say they saving money, but really they laundering it, just to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But they just taking from the average person and they're feeding it to, you know, these other sources. I pray to Yah that I have the pleasure of meeting the young prophet of Yah. You are the answer to my prayers. I appreciate that. Hallelujah. A lot of stuff can be distractions as well. Keep us from doing what we should be doing and keep ourselves self-sufficient. Self-sufficient. Absolutely. Yeah, again, that's the goal, distractions. If we can get them distracted, if we can keep them divided, we can continue to rob them blind. I just told y'all earlier, if I instigate a fight between two people, and I'm like, hey man, he just said this about your mama. He just said this. Woo, woo, woo. Hey man, you gonna let him talk to you like that? And then now I done instigated a fight between them. Cause I know that they both got a pocket full of money. You know what I'm saying? I know that they both got money in their wallets. They got cars, they got car keys. I get them fighting each other. I can take their wallets and their car keys. I can take everything out their pockets without them even noticing, because they so mad at each other and fighting each other. They, you know what I'm saying, trying to kill each other, that they ain't even much worried about me. So I'm gonna just act like I'm breaking it up the whole time. I'm really pickpocketing them. I'm really robbing blind. That's the game, man. That's the goal. And the people who try to ring these alarms, who have ring these alarms in the future, they've been persecuted because of it. You know, they've been killed or silenced or whatever the case may be because they was letting y'all know, hey man, look at what's going on. Look, here go the plan. Like people were saying stuff back in the 60s and the 70s during the civil rights movement, and they were saying this was what was the plan and all this type of stuff. And people paid attention, but then when those people were silenced, they went back to sleep. And now we seeing what they were saying was gonna happen. We see it happening right now. Common sense and wisdom. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sally Foster. Riri say exactly. Yes, I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all. But I'm telling you, now's the time. Hey, because we need each other. That's another thing, right? That's the last point. We do need each other. We all need each other. We can't do this alone. Like I just did the live I did the other day, the power of two. Like one person can lift a load, two people can move a mountain. So there's power in coming together. You can't do everything by yourself. We need each other. We do. Men need women, women need men. I know they, a lot of these gender wars and stuff online where they talking about, oh, well, women don't need men and men don't need. That is straight bull crap. If we're going to continue to survive and reproduce, we need each other. We all need each other. Men need men, women need women, men need women, women need men. We all need each other. We can't do this alone. I don't care how many guns and bullets you got. You just one person. All it takes is the right shot to take you out. A lot of people think, well, I'm gonna hoard all these guns and have all these weapons. Man, if you don't have, some community and people behind you that y'all got enough numbers to really be able to protect yourself, you can't do it by yourself. I don't care how much guns you got. You might have all the guns in the world, and somebody mess around and unalive you with just the right shot. And then after that, so what? Now they able to take all those weapons. I don't care if you got all the farmland and you know what I'm saying, you growing this and you growing that. If you don't have a community, if you don't have people to sell to, if you don't have people to help you, you see what I'm saying? It defeats the purpose. Threefold cord not easily broken. I'm telling you, bars of y'all, absolutely. Threefold cord not easily broken. There is power in multiplication. There is power in multiplication, truly. Like I say, by yourself, you could do a lot. But you still need community. You still need the helping hands of your brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? But again, I just wanted to come because we gotta, if we're going to change, we have to start doing it mentally first. And I just want to seed. I just want to plant the seed because when you think on something long enough, then eventually you'll end up doing it. Eventually you'll end up acting on that thought. That's why it's important to examine your thoughts. If you got negative thoughts in your mind telling you to do X, Y, and Z, you need to focus your mind on something else, something positive, something productive.